The 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser might be one of the most desirable SUVs in America right now, but for some buyers, it could also become one of the easiest vehicles to regret buying. Not because it's bad. Actually, in many ways, this SUV is extremely impressive. But once the excitement wears off, some owners may realize the Land Cruiser is not quite the perfect everyday SUV they imagined. And honestly, that's where this conversation gets important. The Land Cruiser is back, but different. The Toyota Land Cruiser name carries serious weight in America. For decades, it represented durability, reliability, and unstoppable off-road capability. People trusted this thing to survive almost anywhere, and that reputation matters, especially today when buyers are tired of complicated luxury SUVs loaded with fragile technology and questionable long-term reliability. The new 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser arrives with massive expectations. But here's the reality. This is not the old V8 Land Cruiser many Americans remember. This version is smaller, more efficient, more modern, and in some ways, far more compromised. Problem number 1. The price escalates fast. At first glance, the Land Cruiser almost sounds reasonable compared to high-end luxury SUVs. But once buyers start adding options, dealer markups, accessories, and higher trims, the price climbs fast, very fast. And that creates a serious ownership question, because at certain price points, buyers start comparing this SUV to vehicles with far more comfort, better interiors, and stronger on-road refinement. That's where the Land Cruiser becomes difficult to evaluate. You're paying partly for capability, but also heavily for reputation. And if you never use the off-road capability, some owners may eventually wonder whether they overpaid for potential they rarely use, especially families mostly driving suburbs, highways, and Costco parking lots. Problem number 2. Fuel economy still isn't great. Toyota moved to a hybrid powertrain partly to improve efficiency. And yes, compared to older V8 Land Cruisers, fuel economy is definitely better. But this is still a heavy body-on-frame SUV. Real-world MPG may disappoint buyers expecting hybrid-like savings similar to smaller Toyota vehicles, especially during highway driving, towing, winter conditions, or aggressive commuting. And here's the larger issue. Fuel economy expectations change once people hear the word hybrid. Some buyers automatically expect dramatic savings at the pump. That probably won't happen here. The Land Cruiser still drinks more fuel than many crossover SUVs families could buy for far less money. And in long-term ownership, fuel costs absolutely matter, especially in states where gas prices remain unpredictable. Problem number 3. The ride quality isn't for everyone. This is something many buyers misunderstand before test driving one. The Land Cruiser feels solid and extremely capable, but capability and comfort are not always the same thing. Compared to unibody crossovers, the Land Cruiser can feel heavier, firmer, and more truck-like during everyday commuting, especially over broken pavement or rough city roads. Some people will love that rugged feeling. Others will quickly become tired of it, particularly families downsizing from softer luxury SUVs. And honestly, this becomes more noticeable after months of ownership than during a 15-minute dealership test drive, because daily comfort matters more than occasional off-road confidence for most American buyers. Problem number 4. The interior feels less premium than the price suggests. Toyota did a good job designing the cabin. It looks functional, modern, and rugged. But once pricing climbs higher, some buyers may expect something more luxurious. And that's where opinions become divided. Certain materials still feel more practical than premium. Road noise is not class-leading, and some competitors simply feel more refined inside for similar money. Now, to be fair, Toyota intentionally designed this SUV around durability and usability. That's part of the Land Cruiser identity. But buyers spending serious money today often expect both ruggedness and luxury. And depending on expectations, the interior may feel perfectly honest or surprisingly underwhelming.
Problem number 5. Cargo and third-row limitations. This could become a major deal breaker for family buyers. Compared to larger three-row SUVs, the Land Cruiser prioritizes off-road packaging and rugged engineering over maximum family practicality. And because of the hybrid battery packaging, cargo flexibility is not as ideal as some buyers expect. For larger families, road trips, strollers, sports gear, or airport hauling, this matters a lot. Some buyers will quickly realize that many cheaper crossovers actually offer more usable interior space for daily family life. That sounds strange considering how large the Land Cruiser looks from outside, but packaging compromises become very real once people start living with the vehicle every day. Problem number 6. Hybrid complexity creates long-term questions. Now, let's be fair here. Toyota builds some of the best hybrid systems in the industry. That reputation is absolutely deserved. But the Land Cruiser's hybrid setup still introduces more complexity compared to the older, naturally aspirated V8 simplicity many longtime fans trusted. More electronics, more cooling systems, more components. Again, this does not mean the SUV is unreliable, but buyers planning to keep vehicles for 10 or 15 years sometimes prefer mechanical simplicity over modern efficiency, especially people who travel remotely, tow frequently, or use their SUVs in harsh environments. And honestly, part of the old Land Cruiser appeal was its almost indestructible simplicity. Some traditional buyers may feel this new version loses a little of that character. Problem number 7. Availability and dealer markups. This issue frustrates many Toyota buyers right now. Demand for the Land Cruiser remains extremely strong, and limited inventory means some dealers continue adding markups or forcing expensive accessory packages. That creates a dangerous situation emotionally, because buyers sometimes rush into overpriced deals simply because the vehicle feels rare or hard to get. And once excitement fades, monthly payments suddenly feel much more real. This is especially important because interest rates remain higher than many buyers expect. Overpaying for a vehicle in this market can become painful long-term, even for reliable vehicles. Should you actually buy the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser? Honestly, for the right buyer, absolutely. Because despite the compromises, this SUV still offers something many competitors don't: authenticity. The Land Cruiser feels engineered with a purpose. It's rugged, capable, durable feeling, and unlike many modern SUVs, it still feels connected to real adventure and real utility. That matters to people, especially buyers tired of oversized crossovers pretending to be rugged. Who should buy the Land Cruiser? Buy the Land Cruiser if you genuinely value off-road capability, long-term durability reputation, rugged engineering, and Toyota dependability. If you camp regularly, tow occasionally, travel in bad weather, or simply want an SUV that feels tough and honest, the Land Cruiser makes a lot of sense. It also works well for buyers who plan to keep vehicles for many years instead of constantly trading them in, because Toyota's long-term ownership reputation still carries huge value in America.
Who should skip the Land Cruiser? Skip it if your driving is mostly suburban commuting, school runs, and highway driving, because honestly, many families would probably be happier with a cheaper crossover offering better fuel economy, smoother ride comfort, quieter cabins, and more usable interior space. And if luxury matters more than ruggedness, there are competitors that simply feel more premium for similar money. The Land Cruiser is best when buyers actually appreciate what it was designed to do. Otherwise, it can start feeling like an expensive compromise. The 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser is not overrated, but it is misunderstood. Some buyers see the badge, the heritage, and the retro styling and assume this is the perfect SUV for everyone. It's not. This vehicle makes the most sense for people who genuinely value capability, durability, and long-term toughness over pure comfort or luxury. And if that sounds like you, you'll probably love it. But if you're expecting a soft, luxury cruiser with amazing fuel economy and perfect family practicality, this SUV may disappoint you over time. Because the Land Cruiser's biggest strength is also its biggest weakness. It refuses to be just another crossover. And honestly, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing depends entirely on the kind of buyer you are. If you enjoyed this honest review, subscribe for more real-world automotive reviews, ownership insights, and no-hype buying advice designed for people who actually plan to live with these vehicles long-term.